My talk today is going to consist, I think, in two basic parts. First, we're going to focus on denial. I don't think I would get much argument from this room if I suggested that by far the number one barrier to any services we're attempting to provide in the substance use field is the overwhelming lack of understanding, misinformation that's out there regarding substance use, and primarily in how that also feeds and fuels the stigma associated with addiction, with drug use. Why do people use drugs in the first place? Is this a moral dilemma? Is this a symbol of being a bad person? You know, we get parents that say, well, he's just making some bad decisions, and we go into explaining, well, it's a little bit more than just making bad decisions when we're talking about addiction. But obviously, the key to combating denial is information and education. And so again, that's what I'm going to focus on, the first part. The second part is going to be focusing on motivation. How do we get people to want to change? One of the things I'm going to talk about is that in motivational enhancement theory, which is a big fancy term for, again, how do we get people to want to change? It's said that motivation occurs when there is a discrepancy between where I am and where I want to be. It's that simple, and you don't have to write that down yet. I'm going to have that on a slide later on, but I'm just saying that to put this in perspective. Where I am, a person cannot make an educated decision about where I am versus where I want to be when they're in denial about where they are. And so it starts, all the work that I do these days is just teaching basics about what's going on with substance use. How do we determine what's the difference between social use and problematic use? When you've got a kid saying, well, I'm just using it socially, one of the things I'm going to suggest is, okay, could you give me an intelligent academic discussion on the difference between what's that and problematic use? Let me get back to you on that. And so you guys all know about that, but it's really important because helping a young person just figure out where I am versus where I want to be, that's the beginning of motivation. And so the second half of my talk then, I'm going to get into some specific examples of tools you might be able to use in whatever capacity, whether it's conversations in the school counselor's office or in the probation office, or if you work in drug treatment and someone with full-blown addiction, just particular ways that you can, stick in your toolkit of things that you can pull out that might be helpful in helping a client become more motivated for change when it comes to addressing substance use.